Welcome to No Joker. We're going to get right to it with the ESTG interview when he walks out on the white boy. Where did he go? Where did he go? He straight up and got up and bounced. It was over his past memories. The interviewer, bootlegger, he kept mentioning his past. He kept mentioning his past when he played football. He don't want to hear that. He came there about rapping. That's it. Rapping, how things going, are you buying real estate, what are you doing with your money, you know, how many shows you got this year, what new project you working on. That's what he came there for. But you'll see. Let's get to it.
Forefront of, you know what I'm saying, rap in general, not just music.
I was gonna say, what market for you started to pick up on ESTG first outside of Louisville? Like, what was like that city you were like, oh, this is spreading, this is moving somewhere. I could actually go get a bag in this place. Like, was there a city that you remember that like really kind of like?
It was all at the same time, kind of like.
It just kind of all kind of happened like wildfire quick.
I just was moving around anyway, so people knew me, like the streets knew me anyway. Then they come with the music, and we pop up. 80 niggas, 80 chains, 80 watches.
He said 80 chains, 80 watches. He trying to say he come deep. You see him, it's gonna be 80. 80. That's a lot of melanated people. I'm scared already.
It don't matter what you getting up around them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They won't see what you're talking about.
Yo, I've seen this picture of you at the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
Which.
What? Yeah, I ain't seen no picture of no NFL.
Well, I saw you.
He like what? He like you didn't see me at no NFL collarbone. What's that? How do you even? What is it? I don't even know how to spell collarbone. You ain't see me, homie. You the feds?
You in like the NFL Combine looking like workout.
Yeah, like a workout.
Was that just a workout?
He like oh yeah. He like I work out. What else you want to know, son? Come on, man. Let's get on with the music.
Workout you were doing for a team?
I don't know how you see the picture. You ain't read the article that came with it.
I just saw a YouTube video where they were talking about.
He said you saw the picture and you didn't read the article that came with it. Can you read?
You and like I was just watching some of your high school highlights and your college shit. Like I saw like
what YouTube video you seen?
Dude, I don't know, man. It was like
lying. He warned him twice. He mentioned his college football career 2 times. 2 times already he mentioned it. ESTG warned him twice and he was very polite with it. He warned him twice. I don't want to talk about it. Second time, I don't want to talk about it. Here you go.
It was like a YouTube video that showed like you announcing that you're going to Indiana State and.
What's a YouTube video called?
I don't know. I just.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Look how his life turned out, man. He's a multi-millionaire. Yeah, he's an image of the streets. That's probably something that he probably didn't even want. A lot of real dudes don't want that. He probably just fell into it. He was at a dark time. Who knows what happened in his life? He's mentioning when he announced when he was going to Indiana State. It's probably one of the most happiest times of his life. He don't want to go back to that. He already cried and soaked over that. Him and his family. Probably had dreams to buy his mom mansions and everything. With NFL money. Doing something that he loved. Not saying that he don't love rapping. But I'm sure he loved football. I'm sure that's something that he loved to do. And something that he thought he was going to be doing right now. But sometimes the streets just take a hold of you. You know?
Literally typed in ESTG football highlights. And I was like, man, this dude was a beast. You play linebacker, right?
But what you got to do with music?
No, I'm just curious. I don't make football fan. So I'm just like, I huge football fan. I found it fascinating that like you really like have like a real high level like football run. You know what I'm saying? Before the rap shit like took off. So that's what I was saying from your story. So not necessarily anything with what's going on right now, but that's fair.
Yeah, it don't have nothing to do with what's going on right now. He told you twice already. Like, what's so funny? See, you could tell he's a fan. He's a fan of the music, but he don't understand the trauma that comes with that music. He don't understand the trauma that comes with that music. He's just bobbing his head. He got a picture of Snoop Dogg in the back. He got a picture of the Clips in the back. He got the fitted caps on. He's just like, yeah, kill him, kill him. He don't understand what comes with that music. He don't understand the pain that voice, the memories that he gotta reflect on for that music to come out. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you like when it comes to, I remember when you signed with Gotti. I remember the viral moment where there was just all this cash, and at that time I felt like there was like a bidding war going on for ESPN at that moment. One, what made you rock with Gotti, and what is something over the last 2 or 3 years that you have learned?
I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. He thought about it, though. He didn't wild out. He didn't curse at him. He was very polite. He warned him twice, and he left quietly. He didn't go, hey, yo, I told you. Yo, I told you. I told you stop talking about that. He didn't spaz out. He left politely. He warned you twice. Now watch how he's going to play him. He's going to try to play him like if he didn't do anything wrong. Typical for him.
Well, for the very first time in Bootleg podcast history, we had someone wrong to say. Oh, that's the STG interview. I think it was 2 hours and 40.
Bam. He just had to mention. He had to mention that. He gonna hit him with another stereotype. Yeah, I ain't saying that the man wasn't 2 hours late. You 2 hours late, you gotta take accountability. But I'm 100% sure he did not say anything to him when he came in and say, yo, bro, you 2 hours late, man. You know, you got we got a show going on. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say it during the interview. He wait until he played him and then said, oh, he was 2 hours late anyway. Gonna stick another. He just gonna hit him with a stereotype that melanated people say that we always late. So he's gonna hit him with a stereotype, and he don't even notice it because it's subconscious. But that don't take away from him being late. You shouldn't be late. It's business. But maybe it was traffic. Who knows? Maybe he just got off the plane. Who knows? But foul. He playing foul. That'd be funny if ESTG came back and mollywopped him. Just straight like, yo, what you say, homie? Boom. That would have been funny. Look at his smile on his face. Would have knocked that Jordan hat right off his head. That would have been funny. He don't understand, man. Dude went through. He don't want to mention nothing about his past and when he was shining his life. Probably had no felonies. You know, probably on a good track. It hurts, man. It really hurts. It really hurts. Yes, he's making money now. He's a millionaire, but it comes with a certain type of label. I'm sure he would have rather be a millionaire being a football player than being a rapper. I'm not saying that he don't love rap, But it comes with this street stigma that he gotta live with. He gotta look over his back every 2 seconds. He gotta roll with 80 dudes with 80 watches and 80 chains. 80 niggas. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at that smile on his face, man. Go ahead.
Hey, what up, man?
He just cut in with to go make some money. I don't blame him. I do the same thing. This next video is about the president of El Salvador. Of how he locked up a large percentage of gang members. Whether you did a crime or you didn't do a crime. If you have gang tattoos on you and you label yourself a gang member, is against the nation. You're like a terrorist in his eyes. And he locked a large percent. I think over 70% of them are locked up in El Salvador. You know, it makes me think about America. All the money we have, all the trillions we have. First of all, a lot of money gets sent out to help other countries out. And this country is doing so bad. So bad. So many people in poverty. So many people homeless. Gangs are flourishing everywhere. United States, they want to put a stop to it. They could put a stop to it. But it's all about politics. You got 50 governors. You got 200 something plus mayors. You got a whole bunch of senators. You got it's too much people in power, too much little divisions. It just need to be one land, one law. That's the problem with America.
Yo digo que no sé.
How's the government investigating these thefts or torture cases in custody?
There does seem to be a pattern of people who have been killed while they're in custody of the state and no interest on the part of...
Yo, don't he look like Jesus? Yo, he look like Jesus. Yo, are you Jesus? Can you walk on water? well, the Jesus that's in the book, not the Jesus that we know the real image of, but you know, back to the video.
The investigative authorities to discover why.
We have witnessed that from the reports of the human rights NGOs. Inside the people, it's been tortured. Sometimes they get sick. Some of them die.
Yo, she ain't that bad looking. She look high right there, but I ain't gonna lie. She get it. I want to see. I actually want to see her stand up. I'm trying to see what she working with back there. I'm not even focused on the video no more. Like, yo, yeah, lock all them up. What's up with you, shorty?
In jail, the officials, they don't share any information with their family.
See, she got that wedding ring, right?
And even you, as a lawmaker, you don't have access to information?
We don't have access to information.
Ooh, she just got sexy. She making the laws out there? Like, yo, baby girl, maybe you can make me a few laws I was thinking about last night.
And I don't know even if they are producing the information.
Our team spent 3 months trying to talk to someone who was incarcerated during the state of emergency. Most were too scared of government retaliation to speak with us.
I'll be scared too. I ain't messing with no president that locked up 70% of gang members and the worst gang in the world, MS-13 at that. Come on, United States, Bloods, Cribs, all these, and they ain't messing with the MS-13 and the Mexican Mafia. I don't care what nobody say.
We did find one person who was willing to talk to us, but he asked that he remain anonymous.
Yo, he was like, yo, If I talk, y'all need to make my voice sound like Barry White.
Fíjese que sueño con Medea, ¿verdad? Con lo que yo vivía en el plan.
He says police accused him of being in a gang. And like Carlos, he was told he'd be released in 15 days.
See, look, just being in a gang, just saying you're a gang member, or people saying that you're a gang member, is against the law. I think being a gang member is, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, in the United States, it's against the law to be a gang member, period. Whether you commit a crime, it's just not enforced. Because being a gang member is like a terrorist. It's like you're part of a terrorist party.
Days if he were innocent. But he was imprisoned for 7 months without a trial.
Oh, he doing right to the ground. Damn, you see in America if that happen, like, I'm gonna get my lawyer, I'm gonna sue you. It'll be a whole, you gotta treat the prisoners right. You know, yeah, you know, he may be in there for killing 10 people, but those people that he killed, he was going through hard times. Why you slam him on the ground? Come on, human rights. But he didn't have no human rights when he was out there smoking bodies.
¿A ti alguna vez te llegaron a golpear?
A todos me daban una golpiza. Hacían requisa, me dejaban sin nada.
Oh, it's like they in the military. For real, for real. Look how they lined up. They gotta sit down. They can't look the CEOs in the, if they call them CEOs, I don't know. They can't look them in the eye. They gotta look down. Wow, that's prison.
Me echaban gas. He visto varias personas de ahí salir sin vida. Entraba con vida, entraba con vida.
If there's anything that symbolizes the new reality in El Salvador, it's the Center for the Confinement of Terrorism. A mega prison that's set to hold 40,000 people, possibly making it the largest prison on earth.
I ain't gonna lie, whoever that architect is, he did a good job. Yo, that's some good architecture right there. Wow, he did a good job.
Nos han asegurado que todas las personas que entren a esa prisión se van a morir en esa prisión o nunca más verán la luz del día. El plan al parecer es tenerlos encerrados durante 35, 40, 25 años.
See that? 25 to 40 years for being a gang member.
State of emergency, the government has produced videos contrasting a high-tech police force on the streets with rows of docile gang members in prison. Images like these have helped make Bukele the most popular president in Latin America.
Eso que pasaba antes acá y en la mayoría.
I'm voting for him. Yo, bruh, Presidente, come over here to United States, man. We need a lot of cleaning up to do. We need a whole lot of cleaning up. They trying to sabotage Trump, so if Trump not gonna be around, if he not gonna be reelected, we in some deep trouble. There's gonna be a lot of people getting murdered.
En comunidades de nuestro país ya no pasa más, sino de que ahora tenemos la tranquilidad de que nuestros niños van a estar bien, de que nuestros jóvenes van a estar bien.
Gangs, they don't have the same presence in the streets, in the communities that they have had before. And I think that his popularity is based almost only in that.
His approval rating hovers around 90%, in part because he did what many thought would.
His approval rating is 90%. Meanwhile, the United States says that is not how you treat humans. Meanwhile, the United States have murder rates all in every city and little town, all day, every day by gangs. Meanwhile, the United States has the most incarcerated people in a first world country. This is not even a first world country. In a first world country where dudes with Jordans on will rob you for your Jordans.
It was impossible. Reclaim the streets from the gangs.
¿Cómo se siente así que lo guarden a uno? ¿No sabes si eso te dio miedo o es como algo, sabes? ¿Querés saber cómo te sentías?
Tranquilo, la verdad.
Sí.
Nada.
¿Qué te chequearon, el tatuaje?
Sí,
They check your
Ajá. ¿Y de qué es?
Nombre del esposo.
¿Y te dijeron bien? O sea, ¿te trataron bien? Vale.
treated
O sea,
you well.
¿prefieres eso a que como era antes?
Lo pararon a uno y lo voltearon.
Ah, sí.
They used to stop by and beat
Bueno,
up.
gracias a Dios, todo tranquilo, lo paran a uno. Con respeto y todo.
Sí. ¿Se sienten más tranquilos?
Más seguro.
Ahorita aquí en el barrio, ¿verdad?
Sí.
He feels safer. I wish that you could come out in parts of LA and parts of New York and parts of Florida and parts of where the crime rate's high, and you could finally come outside and be like, wow. You come out of Chicago, come out one day and like, wow, I don't have to look over my back no more. That's how you live. That's how you take command as a politician.
Claro.
La sensación de alivio que dará retirar una mano de tu cuello que ha estado ahí durante 2 décadas me es enteramente comprensible.
Totally understand.
Porque
They all understand.
esas organizaciones criminales
Look at the
fueron
kids. The kids could finally go outside and play. The kids could finally go outside and play and don't have to worry about getting shot. That is why you do it. Politicians in the United States, they'll kiss your baby for a vote. Other than that, once they get voted, they could care less what happened to your kid.
el Estado durante mucho tiempo.
Fighting gangs has been central to Bukele's popularity, but cutting deals with them was also the key to his rise. Since taking office in 2019, he has held secret and illegal negotiations with powerful gang leaders. He promised the gangs that if the murder rate fell, prison conditions would get better.
Negociar con las pandillas producía efectos inmediatos. Era
Ooh, you know how Trump always say, you gotta make a deal, you gotta make a deal. I think he was inspired by Trump. They said he spoke to gang leaders and told them prison conditions. Well, he didn't say he's gonna release them. He didn't say he's gonna allow them conjugal visits. He said prison conditions will get better in a 25 to 40 years. All your homies will come out with gray hair, but if the murder rate stay down, they will get better. That's a president.
como una especie de esteroide para las políticas públicas de seguridad.
He's like a politician
Entonces,
on
hoy te sentabas a
steroids.
negociar con ellos, mañana bajaban los homicidios. Aunque quedabas rehén del pacto.
After the meeting, murder rate went down. He's saving lives.
The gangs learned that they have real political
Look at Jesus.
power, and they wield it through violence. And that's why you have these peaks and valleys of violence even during the Bukele administration as the gangs try and assert their currency, their violent currency.
Lower murder rates helped Bukele's party take control of the
Dios
legislative
uno
assembly, which then
lebran.
replaced justices on the Supreme Court with political allies. This removed any checks on Bukele's power.
So they don't have any balance and they don't have to negotiate with any other party. That was like the master movement in this chess game.
En El Salvador, todos los poderes del Estado, sin excepción alguna, están en manos de un ser humano.
His takeover of the government has cleared the way for him to run for a second term in office, even though the Constitution doesn't allow it.
They changed the Constitution. Their Constitution don't allow a president to run a second term. They changed the law so he could run again. Wow. Wow. She ain't that bad herself.
It's too early to tell if this new peace in El Salvador will last. Previous crackdowns on gangs in the early 2000s only allow them to regroup, mutate, and come back stronger.
Las oportunidades que tienen los muchachos de esas comunidades.
You see, the war against gangs is a non-stop fight. You see how they say one pause, they unite and come back stronger. So what this president is doing, he doing a good deed to the good citizens. It's not about humanity for all. If you're out there causing terror amongst the community, you no longer deserve humanity.
De convertirse en lo que les dé la gana en la vida, no han cambiado. Las condiciones, si no se transforman, es el mismo caldo de cultivo que produjo a los espantos que nos espantaron durante esta década. A largo plazo puede traer aquí a todo El Salvador algo, como le digo, algo más grave de lo que ya estaba sucediendo.
But that's what he's doing. When he cleans up the streets, then companies will come. Property value will start coming up. That's how you clean it. That's what happens when you clean up the streets. It helps the community prosper. Jobs start to come. If you continue to live to be monsters and destroy the community, no companies coming around and building up homes and businesses, and they're not doing it.
Puede llegar a venir que los pandilleros recobren su fuerza o su territorio y puede que haya matanzas masivas. Y llegamos a un punto del miedo.
But one thing is for certain. President Bukele has used war to make peace. And that has given him the power to transform El Salvador forever.
It's easy to applaud the state of emergency, but until you have to confront the horrors of arbitrary detention, torture, and death.
¿Cómo te sentías, digamos, antes y cómo te sientes ahora?
Okay, listen to Jesus.
No, yo siempre me siento igual, yo me siento insegura siempre a todas partes que voy. Siempre anda uno con temor, ¿ves?
They've been terrorizing the state for decades. For decades. So that old lady, she just can't get used to being not afraid and not unsafe, because she's probably in her 70s. She's been living with these monsters for decades.
Antes era temor a las pandillas, ahora también a la seguridad que se lleva gente inocente.
¿Tú, por ejemplo, votaste por Bukele?
Le soy realista, sí.
He said I voted for him with a smile on his face. How many of y'all could say that about Biden? Oh yeah, I voted for him. Only the delusional people could say that. Only delusional people could say anything about voting when you press that D. You're delusional. Delusional. Because if you look at the map, all the Democratic cities, anywhere, they're all a mess. Every last one of them. Why is that? Why is the Republican cities strict on crime and the Democrat cities not strict on crime? Because they want you to depend on them.
Eso es lo que me duele en el alma. Los vendió algo que nadie se lo esperaba. El Estado ha llegado al punto de ser un monstruo.
This video is about a young rapper that, just like all the other young rappers, he's I think from Sacramento. In the videos on Instagram, on YouTube, F, throwing up signs and yeah, we the top dogs. We this, we that, we this, we that. In this video, you're gonna see him get gunned down and chased. First, he was running like he was he was running like he regretted all. That's what I'm saying. You could talk all the junk you want. You think you're untouchable. You talk about death, but you don't know what death is until death comes for you. And death came for him that night. Check it out. And give a shout out to Only the Family. He makes some very good content. Check him out on YouTube.
I'm on Fruridge and Franklin in South Sac. Where is exactly in Sacramento? What happened? Brace got shot. He got killed by some light-skinned guy. Did he crash or get shot? They crashed into like a wire pole thing. They crashed into a wire pole and he hopped out and he ran behind Jim Bush right there. And the car parked right there that was gonna come kill him. The dude that killed him ran that way. His girl was right behind, ahead of him, and ran over there. And he came back, he was dead.
Fruridge is a straight weenie. Their whole hood is full of weenies, bro. Listen to me when I tell you.
Their whole hood is full of weenies. Their whole hood is full of weenies. Now you're looking down at the same hood from wherever you are. Down or you looking up. You're looking at that same hood you call weenies.
That's the softest hood in Sacramento.
So, but how did that first conflict start? Like, when you guys start making records about each other and everything like that, where did that come from?
I mean, it's just kind of like all from my day.
But didn't you drop the first song?
Yeah, but it's like before people gotta understand this is before any of that, it's already like
he can't even talk.
Just songs here.
Gabriel Quintero was booked into county jail. 16-year-old Marcus Weber and 17-year-old Eric Menjeres booked into juvenile hall. All three in custody on a murder charge. All of them are equally as culpable as the trigger man.
It's elementary. Well, once in a while, I don't know what it is now. I guess it's permanently shut down or temporary due to COVID or whatever. But that little street is 44. That literally leads to Oak Park. And around this bend right here, literally running right into Fruridge. I'm trying to show y'all how close it is.
It's crazy how the opposite sex can always get us in some trouble. And the more I think about it, I honestly don't know too many men problems that didn't involve a female. And unfortunately, getting in the streets is way more easier than getting out the streets. Now recently, a man who was only 18 years old during the time of his arrest almost 3 years ago, the young man have agreed to cooperate and was just sentenced to 22 years in jail last week at the age of 20. Now it's important to note that some people say he was the fall guy, which is why you don't see too many pics of him, which we'll later talk about. And after doing my research, I do have one for you guys today. But in order for us to talk about the guy who was research.
And he does research. The Family TV, he does his research. He does his research.
We have to talk about the rise of a Sacramento artist who was unfortunately gunned down during his rise to fame. And with so many gang politics in Sacramento, it seems it might have overshadowed his rap career and potential. So in this video, we're gonna talk about the rap.
He went all out. He went all out. You know when Jay-Z said, 3 cuts in your eyebrow, trying to wild out. Dude got tattooed over his eyebrow, trying to wild out. He letting everybody know, yeah, I'm a moving target. All you need is one 1 minute without your homeboys around. Can't be with your homeboys all day. You know, you with your homeboys while you smashing your girl? Nah. You with your homeboys while you on a date with your girl? Nah. You with your homeboys while you taking your mom to the grocery store? No. You with your homeboys when you taking your little sister McDonald's? No. Takes 1 minute and your life is gone.
He's come up to potential, and unfortunately, how he lost his life after being gunned down, crashing his whip with his girlfriend in the opposition territory.
Look how he running, y'all. Look how he running. Look how he was running. Look at him right here. Look how he was running. His pants was sagging. His pants is sagging. In one of my videos, I did a video about my hood code video, don't come outside with slippers. When you in an environment of war, you gotta dress like you're always at war, and you always have to think like you're always at war. That's rule number 1.
It's all part of camera, and after doing my research, his ex-girlfriend was the baby mother of one of his biggest enemies, at least to the public. So we're gonna break this one down. But first, remember family, I don't give you no aim, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Family, meet Christopher Threadwell, rap name Briss, aka Tricky Dad's Movie.
Threadwell? What kind of name is that? Thread and a wheel? Tricky dance move.
Okay. Briss grew up in Sacramento and was allegedly a blood and part of the neighborhood/gang called Fruit Ridge, which is on 42nd Street.
I said I was gonna give it to y'all, man. This is Fruit Ridge Elementary. Well, once was. I don't know what it is now. I guess it's permanently shut down or temporary due to COVID or whatever.
Now that clip was from SSW. Shout out to that platform based out of Business Right. He managed to get on the track for him, drop the video, and the rest is history.
The clothing line, you feel me? Like, it was booming and going crazy or whatever, and then
he had the merch.
This nigga Briss decided he wanna rap one day. I'm like, alright, boom, let's go. You feel me? I put him on, I jump on Hit. We shoot a video to that nigga going up, like off the rip. First video, he already was doing nothing.
But his first video, what was it? What was the first video?
Called Non-Stop.
Okay.
It's me and him called Non-Stop. I was doing that. Like it for sure did more numbers than my.
My question is, where the money at? They flashing money in the videos. You got the chains in your neck, but you live around your ops. The whole point is for you to move far away from them. That's the point. You going on a date with your girl in the same area as your ops, the same movie theater, the same shop, right? The same corner store.
We was rapping for hell long, but then like I never was like really serious. I Jake just doing that, you feel me? And the nigga really just started like taking it seriously. That was like 2 years ago.
Shout out to the Rap Shack who did that exclusive with Briss 3 years ago.
Shout out to the Rap
Shack. True Story label, Mac J and Briss were turning up the Sacramento scene with a couple bangers. They was dropping music and videos. Tracks like Forget About Me, Mac Rounds that was released 5 years ago, and Cheese in a Trap that was released 4 years ago, all in the hundreds of thousands of views. And at this very moment, Briss' name began buzzing with every song being released in Sacramento.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's so much talent in these urban areas, man. So much talent, man. You know, us melanated people, black, if that's what you want to call yourself, Hispanic, man, us melanated people, man, we got some talent. But what's the point when you're not even gonna live to get one gray hair on your chin?
And during this time, his fans would soon discover his new nickname, Tricky Dance Move.
Tricky dance moves.
And as you can see from that clip, it was primarily from his movements and his videos and the dance that he often does in his music videos. And as we all know, family, with more fame and success, unfortunately, comes with more hate. And whether we ready or not, Brish was gaining wisdom as he matured, and his regrets began to play heavy on his mind.
Yeah, I regret, like, you feel me? I regret dropping out of school. You feel me? Nigga regret hell, nigga regret growing up. You feel me? Nigga wish he just grew up different, would listen. You feel me? Listen to everything I thought, you feel me? But I think it's better to stay, you feel me? Doing what I'm supposed to do, though.
Now this birthday.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's all. So I be telling these young kids, man, you're just in a time. You're just in a temporary time. Take heed to what mature older men or mature older females say to you, because they went through it, and if they didn't go through it, they seen other people go through it. It's all temporary. Just survive. Just survive. Just do right and survive. Do right and survive, and you'll make it past all that. Look, this boy talking about regrets. Regrets. Now, he in a place he can't even make wrong for what he did and the things he did. He didn't graduate high school. He wished he would have graduated high school. Regrets. We all grew up with regrets, especially if you're from the inner city like me. We all grew up with regrets. It's a fact.
Amplified his desire to get out the streets and move up in life without the streets drama, at least trying to. And for a minute, music was directing him down a bright path. You would think, from nothing to something, from broke to decent, but little politics and envy wouldn't let this rapper Brish enjoy his come up. Now Sacramento known for a lot of talent outside of Mozzie and CML Lavish D. But they say they the most known, and of course, they have been in the war, they have left bodies in the streets, and that's what we know that's public outside of Sacramento. During this time, it's when the diss tracks would start to drop, and back and forth with the rapper, Sacramento rapper, that go by the name of Uzi Marcus. Uzi Marcus is also under the Mozzie camp, but I want you guys to keep Uzi Marcus' name in mind, because he would later play key to this video. And at this point, Brish was now caught up in the midst of it all. And from the outside looking in, it was saying that Brish was the next to blow at this point from Sacramento. The fans gravitated to his cool, yet hard and heartfelt music. Now as time will go on, what many say got tricky dance moves slipped up, they felt he became more connected to the music than the codes of the streets. But as we always mention, revenge don't have a date on it. And sometimes your past can hawk you down when you least expect it. Word quickly spread that Brish was starting to seem like he was playing offense, associating himself with other rappers that ultimately increased his enemies. Brish was a victim of inherited beef because of the music way he was rapping. And every time he comes from that, it was so the very beginning, it was sure that the clips and streets that he was supposedly beefing with, and they separated more than the block.
Said I was gonna get it to y'all, man. This is Free Range Elementary. Well, once one alone, women.
Oh, hit.
Turn themselves in. I'm telling you, man, nowadays, it's not the 80s and the early 90s, man. You can't get away with too much, man. And things like murder is forever. They could get you when you're 70, you're 80, but a lot of these kids is like, yo, I'm not even gonna live to that age anyway. It doesn't really matter. Why put yourself at risk? Life is all about risk. Diminishing your risk and prolonging your life. That's what life is about. And making good choices. It's a fact.
And tonight, all three are behind bars without bail. 20-year.
Ooh. Look at him. Shot him.
I'm on Forge and Franklin in South Sac. Where this exactly in Sacramento. What happened? Bryce got shot. He got killed by some light skinned nigga. It's that, brother. All I know, I got all y'all on my prayers. Even though half of y'all don't like him, I still got y'all on my prayers. You know why? Y'all need to stay safe. It ain't cool. I have brothers, bro. Y'all don't understand. RP Rich Forever and my heart has been. Like, he really slapped. I'm like, man. And his pins was falling.
Stop all that, man.
Hey, Chris didn't run me, but check this out, though. Chris did some dance moves on Fruit Ridge.
Walk down.
How you died on your own block? He died on his own block. Died on his block and our block.
And look at these girls. These girls in the hood, they be all prettied up, nails, hair different colors. The worst girls to be around, man. The worst. These young boys don't even understand that it's the girls that's killing y'all, hyping you up. It's the girls. Now she making a video talking about he doing tricky dance moves in his hood and died on both sides.
Son, get on y'all, make sure he bang all y'all sons, mamas, cousins, aunties, sisters, cousins, all the British choking when he was dying. Choking. I wonder how he fit choke when he choked. And it's couldn't say ran the other way. I would have ran after the other way. If I would have ran after me, but see me when it had you ain't no car getting parked vertical in a pump. You know what's wrong with me? Y'all speaking on my kids, y'all speaking on me.
Somebody in the comments say, yo, what's wrong with you, yo? Yo, I just want to say this. This is a very small percentage of melanated people. It may seem like it's such a large percentage, like it's 90% of us, but it's a very small percent. Most of us, we just go to work, come home every day, figure out how to become millionaires, take care of our family, build generational wealth. You know, a lot of us never end up doing that. They just end up in middle class, but they're not out there doing gang banging and doing all type of crazy stuff. They just come home every day. You know, the person that work on the train tracks, the person that work in the shop right, person that do Lyft every day, the father that's, you know, he may go to work every day and stand at Home Depot waiting for work. Just regular. Just doing regular stuff. Majority of us mind our business and just try to live life the best we can. This is a small percentage. And girls like this, they're multiplying. They're multiplying. Because in my opinion, which I don't think is an opinion, girls follow each other. There is thousands of girls right now that have a 2-parent home. They're living good, but they watch girls like this, and the next day they got colorful hair, colorful nails, and talking junk on Instagram.
You mad? Okay. Let me get y'all the story. I'm not even gonna get y'all the story. Y'all ain't even gotta act.
Then when she gets shot, everybody wanna go, oh, she was so sweet. Oh, they killed the nice. Oh, she was so precious. And then they show on the news, they'll show baby pictures of her. But we will never forget this, baby girl.
Hey, Chris started funking with Marcus because he was mad over Let's talk about it. He was mad over we ain't gonna talk about who this, but he was mad over so he started sneak dissing Marcus. Let's talk about it. Since y'all think y'all know what y'all talking about.
I ain't trying to be funny. I'm really trying to get y'all the information. But I think she referencing to herself as the leader. She is as a Marcus' baby mother and was Brittany's girlfriend. Later in the video, she explained that she
She was talking about herself. She was talking about herself. She's saying that these two boys are beefing over a girl and the girl is her. So now her head is blown up. She got tons of dudes on Instagram liking her pics. She got tons of dudes on YouTube liking her pic, watching her videos of her half naked. And now her head's blown up even more. This is a mental illness. Because two dudes are going to kill each other for her. So this is like, it gives her energy. She feel like Superwoman now. Evil.
It was with Briss first, then we were going to Uzi, because Briss was lying to her, claiming Briss was upset for being with Uzi. Now this lie was key. The alleged suspect was already in custody, but she was coming out speaking on all this other stuff that wasn't presented to the public, and probably wasn't presented to authorities. And since that lie, the suspect information, as far as his charges, hasn't been released publicly since the initial report. Also, after possibly having a state witness, you could be looking out for some Ricos possibly coming down to Sacramento. Since then, authorities still didn't release the picture of the identity of the suspect, so it's hard for the public to identify. But then Chuck tried to pull up, which he didn't rap in, but managed to make a guest appearance 7 years ago as a teenager. Now, his court document indicates that he was sentenced to over 22 years in prison, but it don't state why or the statement in his plea agreement.
22 years and you are in your 20s. You come out in your mid-40s. Think about that. Like, get that into your brains. You go into your 20s with men that's having intercourse with other men, and they're serving life 50 years, 60 years, and you are in your 20s and you're willing to go in there to stay with those men and get out in your mid-40s? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Gang member? Nah, I'm good. I'm about to go to work. I'm good.
A family that was the story of a rising Sacramento artist who Pete managed to overshadow.
Men are under arrest in connection to the murder of an up-and-coming rapper from Memphis, Albert Smith, who performed as CEO
Them DC boys
was shot to death in Southeast DC in 2020. News Force Jackie Benson tells us
shout out to my DC
that
heads.
one of the men under arrest worked at a DC high school.
This dude worked at a high school and he involved in some gang murder? He's an idiot. New York, baby. They look good. Look at that. Ace of Spades.
I ain't never been in a situation like this, man. Shit, we just trying to get to the bottom of this shit, man. I mean, whatever we can do, I appreciate it.
It's going on 3 years since the passing of the Memphis rapper CEO Gangz. Known for his expensive gambling habits, he was known in Memphis, Tennessee, and Atlanta. But on July 10th, 2023, 4 of the 5 people responsible, allegedly, for his demise had pled not guilty, with the event missing court. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to talk about his case, pay our respects, and also what authorities claim is the motive behind the whole situation.
Look at those cameras are everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere there's cameras. You can't escape it. Look at it. Look at the HD quality. Look at that HD. Come on, man.
Based on the public facts, court papers, So before we get into this one, remember family, I'm gonna give you the ring, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. In a 47-page indictment, authorities in DC claimed that Albert Smith, aka CEO Gangz, lost his life on June 14, 2020. After a long night of gambling, and what authorities claim for an alleged music video shoot, it seems he lost his life at around 7:17 a.m. when shots fired.
He's from Memphis, but died in DC. Oh, he was set up. He was set up. It don't matter how much dudes you come with. If you from a city and you come to another city and you may don't really know those dudes too well, yeah, you at risk, bruh. And you coming with your crew coming with chains and money. You coming from all the way from the south all the way to DC. Yeah, yeah, man. That's like a dude from DC coming with his crew all the way to Tennessee. Yeah, you gotta be on your P's and Q's, man. I went into it.
Had been alerted 5 separate times for a total of 15 rounds. It seemed the shooting happened in the southeast neighborhood that's identified as Congress Park. It said the alerts were in the area of the 3400 block, 13.
Pretty young dude too. He probably was getting all the girls, had the money. Look at him, man. Youth at his. Come on, man.
Place the southeast and the 1300 block on Congress Street, southeast. When authorities got to the scene, they located an adult male, Albert Smith, aka CEO Bezel. He was on the ground in the grassy area between the 1330 and 1360 Congress Street, southeast. Smith was unconscious after suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. CEO Bezel was then transported to George Washington University Hospital by EMS. In a 47-page indictment, he was referred to as a descendant. After the autopsy was taken, the cause of death was from a single gunshot wound to the torso, and the matter of death was determined to be homicide. Now, in the second page of the indictment, authorities had a witness who was a part of the group that was with CEO Bezel. On the second page, it said detectives interviewed witness 1, who was one of the group of individuals who traveled to DC from Georgia. It also went on and said that these individuals will be referred to throughout the indictment as the Georgia group. Then they gave a description of the witness. They said witness 1 was wearing a gray Nike sweatpants, sweatshirt, white sneakers, and also witness 1 had a gray and brown backpack in his possession at the time of the interview. If you check out this picture that they presented, here's witness 1. Witness had told the authorities that 6 other individuals, including himself, flew into National Airport at around 6 o'clock on Saturday, June 13, 2020, from Atlanta, Georgia. The descendant, also known as CEO Bezel, was one of the 6 individuals who flew in from Atlanta, Georgia with Witness 1. Witness 1 also told detectives that the descendant in their group had traveled to DC to film a music video with the rapper and a hangout with someone known to Witness 1 as Loke. But the only problem is...
Nah. When you from the streets, you could look at a dude like that and you could tell he's shiesty. I could look at a dude just like that and I don't even need to feel his energy. He don't even need to be side by side. I could tell straight through a TV screen he's shiesty. They go there to do a music video with a cat that's looking like that? Wow. Dang, man. Probably had no older dudes in the crew. There's a whole bunch of young dudes learning life. And no old guy in a crew that's older. It's like, yo, man. Nah, let's stay in Georgia, man. I'm not peeping this. Because they got experience. These young cats, they don't have no experience. They jumping too quick.
Don't look dressed like a rapper. He's not a rapper. Witness watched him.
He's not even a rapper? So they come to do a music video with him and he's not even a rapper. Wow, bruh. I'm done. I'm done.
Stated that Loke is from Congress Street, 13th place. It's an area in southeast Washington, D.C., and according to Witness 1, Loke runs the entire neighborhood. Witness 1 stated that the individuals in...
He's the boss of the what I tell you, man.
In the neighborhood appeared to look up to Loke as the leader.
Man, for you to be the boss of any dangerous neighborhood, you gotta be one cutthroat, crooked, shite, because you gotta make everybody happy. You gotta make sure everybody eat. So even if you getting money, you gotta give the little homies licks and bring licks in the city, so you don't have to get them your money directly. They getting money through other people.
He also quoted that Loke himself stated he was the head of the crew and runs the entire neighborhood. This area is commonly known as Congress Park. In addition to filming the music video, Witness 1 told detectives that both groups met up to gamble that night before they were scheduled to shoot the music video.
I'm done. I'm done. These dudes came from Georgia. They from Tennessee. They meet these dudes in Georgia or whatever. They go to another dangerous city called Washington, D.C. and bring enough money to gamble with strangers. And you think you're going to make it out alive.
Both know that was a huge no-no, and with Loke not being around, they later found out that they made it been set up the entire time. Witness 1 reported that
they didn't even know he was a rapper. They didn't even know that he wasn't a rapper.
his first time meeting Loke was around a year ago at the MGM Hotel and Casino in Maryland, when him and others were visiting D.C. Witness 1 stated that him and a few of his friends also bumped into Loke in Miami, Florida, during the week of June 7, 2020, only a week before the demise of CEO Gangz. He go on to say that while they was in Miami, Loke invited Witness 1 and his friends to D.C. to shoot a music video.
Yo, I understand traveling and networking, but these type of dudes, I'm not saying don't network with them, but if you're in that lifestyle, that's the only dudes that you have to really network with. But never meet them in their city. Always meet them in a strange city where both y'all not from, or they come to your city. If they not smart, but the DC boy is smart. They definitely was not going to Tennessee. I tell you that.
And before we continue on the details, let's do a brief rundown of who Loke is before we run across authorities claim this may have been a possible retaliation. Now, Loke was also identified as the mayor and also identified as his government name as Antonio McAllister. He later lost his life in similar fashion in Congress Park, his own neighborhood, a year and some change after CEO Bezel, which we'll later discuss. But authorities are...
So he died. So he died? He died a year later. You see karma? Karma always comes back, man. It always comes back to you. 99% of the time. There's only a small 1% of dudes that they live out their whole life. They write books. They got tattoos all over them. They got gray hair. They in their 70s. It's a very small percent.
Also claimed a witness and a tip came in from the family of CEO Bezel on page 15 of the indictment, indicating on June 16, 2020, a text was received and it read, "This is the shooter that took the life of Albert Smith." The individual was identified as Antonio McAllister, aka Loke. But this might have been somebody going off a hunch, because they also quoted right before that text that the family member stated that it believed that the shooter is supposed to be the brother of Shy Glizzy, the DC rap artist. The family member later explained that the shooter is supposed to be Loke's brother. During the course of the investigation, detectives learned that Shy Glizzy was with Loke when the Georgia group met with them in Miami. Loke had one video on his YouTube channel, which is that one vlog that he was in Miami with Shy Glizzy, and supposedly the same day they met CEO Bezel and the group from Georgia. On page page 19 of the 47-page indictment, they even have a picture of Shy Glizzy with the alleged defendants.
They told me don't get no performance. Whatever you gon' do, just do it. Never thought about doing this. I was trying to build my phone up.
Everybody's street style.
She called me boyfriend.
Shy Glizzy ended up using that in his battle response to the Cut It song with OT Genesis featuring Young Dolph as a remix. A conversation ended up getting leaked with Shy Glizzy explaining what happened and him trying to find answers on who took his chain.
Put him back on the phone. My other phone, I couldn't hear shit, so. Yeah, bro.
Don't tell me he got his chain snatched. Shy Glizzy got his chain snatched in Tennessee by a whole different crew. And they set up some Tennessee boys just because they was from Tennessee. But then that may not be necessarily true. I know for sure that's how a lot of cities do, especially DC. You go there, you might not make it out of there. It's a setup city. Facts.
I do Gangz, I can call and try to, you know what I mean? I don't get out like this, bro. I'm just a guy 10 years old, get down like this, bro. Alright. You know what I mean? I don't real niggas when I see real niggas, you know what I mean? I don't get scared, bro. I ain't never been in a situation like this, man. Shit, we just trying to get to the bottom of this shit, man. I mean, whatever I do, man, just appreciate it. You said, who was the governor? Nigga, that's what they told me. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know nobody out here. Don't tell me though, no, I don't want to come to no motherfucker and be like, so and so, you know what I'm saying, all this shit. I want to know exactly what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, this my city. Ain't nobody I can't get in touch with, you know what I mean?
Oh, Shy Glizzy, he got a lot of hurt in his voice. You heard him say he never been violated like that before. You better lucky you made it. Them Tennessee boys could have took your life. You better lucky you made it, man. But karma comes right back around.
So big moves got your turn.
You see the difference between the North and the South. Yeah. You may get set up north in DC and get found in some bushes on the middle of the street. But I'll tell you, in the South, I lived in the South. I lived in Alabama. I'll tell you, you may not get found at all because there's hardly any police stations. There's hardly any police in a lot of those little towns. It's nothing but woods, a whole bunch of niggas with guns. And let me tell you, the South, Them dudes stay on a whole nother level. And I'm a up north dude saying that. I ain't go to the South on vacation or go to Miami go see chicks. I went to high school in Alabama. I know. Don't tell me about the South. I know the South. I know my southern dudes. Trust me.
We're gonna try to reach him.
I guess based on that clip alone, Shy Glizzy Bible lyric on the Cut It remix was true. Now, Shy Glizzy had once had a close relationship with Yo Gotti and CMG, but after Black Youngster came on the scene, going on camera, getting Shy Glizzy's chain back, he ain't take liking to that and distanced himself ever since. This is around 6'14", 6'16", and young. CEO Bezel, and what they reference to.
Damn, look at him. Still alive. Look at him in that red jumpsuit. This is a few minutes before he's dead. That's how life is. Look where you at, bruh. You don't notice y'all in the projects? You don't notice there's poverty all around you? You don't notice dudes is looking. Look at dudes looking in the cut. Dudes looking out the window. Like, who these dudes? They coming out early in the morning. Nobody in the projects, everybody know each other. No way you gonna get gone. People come out like, yo, why you let them dudes go, man? Them dudes had chains on them. They was gambling. They got the money. Yo, they all the way from Tennessee, man. Wipe them dudes out. Easy.
So, as the Georgia group is leaving out the apartment after gambling all night, alongside the witness, who we identified earlier in the video, authorities claim immediately after the Congress Park group leave the same location. The group was a guy with the white and black leather bike jacket, blue jeans, white shoes. Authorities claim and identified.
They left right after the Tennessee boys left. The Georgia boys, the DC boys came out. Wow.
About him as John Wilkins, 33 years old, and allegedly the shooter. They identified the guy with Chanel sneakers as Logan, the guy who walked out 2 minutes later. Now it's important to know this. One person who was in that crowd had got arrested the same day. Other than the 12 witnesses, he was the only one from the Congress Park crew who gave a statement to authorities on the night of the M1, according to the indictment. His name is Marshall Gavin, and he's identified as Gavin in the indictment. He was interviewed 2 times after authorities let him know that some of the stuff he was lying about and confronted him about it. It seems he gave another statement. But later, you'll see that he had a white Jeep that was also involved and was seen on camera. He later parked it at an IHOP in nearby facility at a shopping center across the street from Congress Park. He then proceeds to try to walk away. As he walked away, authorities pick him up. And the reason we know the Jeep was involved was according to Witness 6. Witness 6 stated that just prior to the robbery / though they saw him brandish a firearm, they didn't actually see him.
Murder made headlines in online music forums. One producer offered a $100,000 bounty to apprehend the killers. It happened June 14, 2020, just after 7 a.m. in the 1300 block of Congress Street, Southeast. The rapper, real name Albert Smith, was fatally wounded. A second man was seriously injured. A third was treated for a minor injury. The police report indicates the motive for the shooting was $10,000 in cash.
prior to the actual homicide, we believe there was some kind of altercation that happened between our victims and our suspects.
News 4 learned that one of the men charged in the murder, 34-year-old Marcel Gavin of Northeast DC, works as a behavior technician at Dunbar High School. It's not clear why CEO Bezel was in DC. His Instagram account indicates he'd been in Atlanta 2 days earlier. The police report shows the 2 men injured in the shooting are, like the rapper, from Tennessee.
We believe that during this altercation, the intended targets of our suspects were our victims.
Police say the investigation continues and there is the possibility of additional arrests.
In the system and who the outside world has long forgotten.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Haiti and one of the most ruthless prisons in Haiti. And we're going to analyze this and we're going to look at and we're going to compare it to the prisons of the United States, which is a walk in a park compared to what these dudes are locked up in. Hell. They sent me here to die. Look at his face, no hope.
Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. Look at that. Look at that.
It's a country where very little works. The effects of the earthquake in 2010 are still visible. It devastated the nation, killing more than 250,000 people and destroying most of Haiti's infrastructure. Most people,
they still got the effects of the earthquake. Think about it. When the disaster happens in the United States, it's all back to normal in a few months. Disaster happened here it's 2023. The earthquake is 2010. 13 years. Wow.
People here survive on just $2 a day, and the capital of Port-au-Prince is plagued by crime.
I've come to meet one of the most influential women in Haiti. Florence is the protector of citizens, and it's her job to make sure that the government here looks after its citizens' human rights.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. The whole time I thought it was a white guy narrating it. I could swear. Yo, I thought it was a white guy narrating it. Yo, I swear. Dude's like, yeah, and this is a respectable woman. Wow. You go, my dude. That's what's up.
I've arranged to meet her at the National Penitentiary, where nearly half of the country's prisoners are locked up. It's home to more than 4,000 inmates. Among them are some of Haiti's most violent convicted murderers, rapists and kidnappers. It's Florence's job to document human rights abuses all over the country. But she spends much of her time here because she suspects many of these men shouldn't even be in prison. The prisoners have named this block the Titanic.
The place is notorious. It's surrounded by people that try and tell their story.
He ain't like most of y'all kids over in the United States talking about boom boom and don't mean it. He means it.
To get out. Every time you come in.
The first thing that hits you is the smell. Sweat, feces, urine. That and the barrage of noise.
I've only been in here for about 5 minutes and starting to freak out. Totally crammed full of human bodies and everyone's desperate. They're trying to get water, they're trying to get food, they're trying to stay alive.
They're locked up in these cells.
Y'all go to prison, y'all got AC, y'all get fed 3 times a day, y'all get well hydrated. These dudes, they trying to find water. They doing 10 plus years, whatever the many time they doing. Imagine doing 10 years. Imagine even doing 5 years. And every day you have to fight to get water. Kids, if you're in the United States, man, start committing crime, man.
For 23 hours a day. As we arrive, it's breakfast.
And the breakfast is probably had microscopic urine and feces on it, because nothing is sanitized. They just dumping stuff in, making stuff and grinding it.
The inmates are collecting their rations.
You got none of what you gonna do? Starve? You gotta eat it. It's like, oh man, I know this food got feces in it, but this is my meal for the day.
We count 60 prisoners coming out. But inside, I count only 18 beds. The extra men sleep in makeshift.
60 prisoners and 18 beds. 60 prisoners and 18 beds. Yo, we spoiled over here. They need to do the prisons like that over here. Then you will stop dudes that know deep in their heart they not meant for the streets from doing crime. Instead of having all them snitching on each other.
Fight for space on the floor.
Imagine in the United States they on a snitching spree. Every day somebody snitching on somebody. Imagine if they lived over there. They were telling their mama.
At 72 years of age, Florence is known as Mammy Flo. For many of these men, she's their only hope. And I keep being handed pieces of paper.
Okay, so I got the 6 years ago.
Like me, Florence is bombarded. Some of the prisoners tell me that
he got there 6 years ago. I can't even imagine doing 6 days.
Been here for 10 years without ever facing a trial.
I'm getting this really overwhelming sense of responsibility. I've got all these little pieces of paper in my hand, some of them just scribbled on the back of cigarette packets.
Where are you from, son? Brand?
For some people, this is their only lifeline. This is the only way to explain what's happened to them.
Brother looking more.
Prison guards agreed to let me speak with one of the inmates privately.
Yo, them dudes showering outside in the Haitian sun. I'm done.
He says the police grabbed him as he was walking through a market, but he has no idea what the charge is. The 2010 earthquake sparked a mass prison break. Jean escaped along with the other prisoners, but was later rearrested.
Grown man crying. A grown man broken. But he was a prisoner, he escaped. The earthquake allowed him. So, I mean, he crying, but you're not innocent. They caught you again. You was free for a while. Should have hit back.
The law states anyone arrested should be brought before a judge within 48 hours. But in reality, that hardly ever happens. Florence takes me to see the prison governor.
On a un espace de 1200 détenus. On est obligé de garder aujourd'hui 4359 détenus.
That's nearly 400% over capacity.
Il y a environ 529 qui sont condamnés. Et on a 3830 détenus qui sont en détention préventive pour le moment.
Mais c'est beaucoup.
Oui, c'est beaucoup.
It's no wonder there's so much desperation among the inmates. 80% of them have never even been convicted.
Aux autorités de la justice qu'il faut questionner sur le nombre des détenus qui sont en détention préventive pour l'autre. C'est pas à moi de juger les autorités de la justice.
I want to track down a judge, so I'm heading across town to the courthouse, the Palais de Justice.
There are more than 3,000 people in the main prison who haven't yet been tried.
People to get a trial in Haiti. I've been in here for 10 minutes with France. She's knocked on 2 or 3 doors. She's had to walk into a courtroom and she still can't find a judge.
Can we find some judges to speak to? Is this why there were 3,000 people in prison?
I'm told the judges have a 2-month holiday every year. And even when they're working, they only do part-time.
The judge is going on vacation. Like, yo, how many cases I got? 5,000? Yo, the law said we gotta take 2 months vacation. Yo, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to France with my family. I'm going to Turks and Caicos. Tell them prisoners, hold on, we'll be back.
And hours.
I think we found a judge.
We found his assistant.
But it's not just the lack of
The judge is not even in Haiti. Yo, you gotta laugh. The judge is not even in Haiti. He probably goes to work and he probably takes a flight back to a whole nother country.
Judges that's causing the backlog of cases.
Le problème, c'est pas seulement le juge, c'est tout ce qui supporte son travail.
The guys in prison who tell me I don't know where my file is, nothing's happening.
Vous montrer qu'il y a du désordre.
They're not even in alphabetical order, France. It's really making me quite angry. Seeing this is one of the most frustrating things that I've experienced since I got here. I'm going through my book and I'm looking at all the
system.
And 4 people were taken out of here and rushed to emergency. 3 of them died within days.
Haiti's struggling with a cholera outbreak that was brought into the country after the earthquake. Local doctors and foreign charity do provide medical care, but diseases like cholera travel fast here.
All the men in the cells all around here are locked in for the majority of the day. They can't even leave to go to the toilet, so they do it in a bag. And when they get tired of having a bag of poo in their cell, they just chuck it out the window. Well, you would, wouldn't you? So the longer I stand here, the more uncomfortable I'm feeling.
Cramped living conditions also help us.
Yo, they sit in the cell with their shit, and then when they get tired of smelling that shit, they throw that shit out the window. Yo, this is out of this world, bro. This is crazy.
Spread of tuberculosis, which kills scores of prisoners every year.
We're heading into this block of the infirmary, which is where they keep everybody who's got tuberculosis. I'm told there are over 150 people in here. Vous êtes combien ici? Vous êtes combien? Combien? 49? Des médicaments?
Yo, there's 40 dudes in there? Yo, that don't even look like it could hold 10 dudes. It's 40 dudes with TB in that cell. God, I'm done. I'm done. Oh. Yo, he's ugly as a mother. Yo. They need to put him in one of those movies, man. Predator, Alien. He got money waiting on him when he get out. Give her that TV first.
In many ways, this place is even more desperate than any of the other cells. These guys have to be locked in here because they're contagious. So I'm told there are 49 people locked in this cell. You can see just how angry they are. They can't leave and they can't be allowed to leave.
They're frightened they might die before they see a judge. Even among the minority of prisoners who have been to court.
Look how they make the food. Oh fuck my stomach. Oh, these niggas. These dudes is wildin'.
There are shocking allegations of injustice.
How long have you been in prison for?
This is more than injustice. This, I don't know what word is higher than injustice, but this is, I mean, they criminals. I mean, what you gonna do? But some of them didn't even get sentenced yet. But, oh, man, it's hard, man. It's hard.
Paul Panel was thrown into prison in 2012. He went on trial 3 years later. Paul claims he's waiting for his release form to be handed over, something the court clerk should have done after his trial last year.
He waiting on these papers
He's condemned to a life in prison, and half the prison population. Jacques finally made it to the main courthouse to try and free Harvey and Lexington, the men accused of murdering a woman who was later found to have died of cholera.
The case that Jacques and his team are getting ready, going to find out if weeks worth natural disaster to hit the country since the earthquake in 2010.
The prison is on lockdown.
Praise up for Haiti. Praise up.
That evening, Hurricane Matthew slams into southern Haiti, killing more than 1,000 people and leaving 1.4 million in need of aid.
Praise up for Haiti.
The capital's relatively up.
With Erica Covington and Ariana Taylor, both 20 minutes before the women are accused of killing him.
Now imagine one of the best nights of your life turning into a nightmare, and the kinky threesome that you had planned ends up becoming an investigation to figure out who murdered you. See, you think you're about to have one of the best nights ever with a couple bad bitches. You were in Vegas and meet them downstairs in the hotel lobby, and these two beautiful women tell you that they want to go back to your room. I mean, just look at the smile on my guy's face. You can't tell me he ain't think that he was about to...
Yo, he's smiling. Yo, he thinking he about to be in some guts. He cheesing from ear to ear. He got the Hawaiian / cow shirt on. He got the fitted cap on. He got the Bluetooth in his ear. He got the glass in his hand. He got the man purse on. He thinking he about to go in some guts. He think he about to go be digging for gold until the morning. But then, gotta watch out for evil, man. Evil comes in the prettiest forms. The prettiest forms evil come in. Evil will smile at you. Evil will give you a sense of, sometimes it'll give you a sense of hope. And then before you know it, darkness.
to get some ass, I'm just saying. But unfortunately for him, these two ladies had other plans. And now his loved ones are trying to deal with losing him as the police try to put together who these women were and why they were seen running out of his hotel room after being...
Yo! They murked him and they out. What make you... Yo, man. Some people don't got no IQ. What would make you think that you could get away with a murder in a place where billions of dollars are? It's called a casino. They got billions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of cameras. It's crazy. That's why he thought he was safe. He's like, no way these girls could do something to me here. No way. I'm sure that's the last thing he thought. The last thing. In any other environment, he probably been like, nah, I'm good. I'm good, shorties. I'm good. But you would never think something like that would happen in a casino in 2023.
Last one to be seen him alive. Well, this is the story of Brian Ariano Solano. The two suspects are Erica Covington and Ariana Taylor. Both just 20 years old. While they look innocent, this is 2023. And like most criminals these days, Instagram got them caught up. And they were able to use their Instagram to figure out who they were, where they were that night, what they had on, to find the evidence that they used against them, and where they were hiding out.
Okay, we know what they are.
So again, people, if you're going to do crime, stay over Instagram. It just don't work. I just keep showing you, it don't work. But we are going to get to their full story, the footage, because we have a lot of it that links them to the murder and how the police was able to, in the crazy way the police used Instagram to track them down and then solve this threesome gone wrong. But before we get to that, I am Joe Stone and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, where we find the most provocative and shocking news and take it to church. Make sure you subscribe, because this is a doozy. Now, our story centers around...
Yo, dude have the illest shaper, man. Shout out to him, man. Go watch his channel, man. Go to his channel. Go subscribe. Go hit those likes on his channel. He doing a good job. Real good job. Especially with that shape up.
Around 25-year-old Brian Ariano Solano, a man who was seeking asylum all the way from Nicaragua in pursuit of what I'm pretty sure was a better life. Well, that didn't last long for poor Brian, because little did he know his life was about to take a tragic turn.
He coming from El Salvador, the place where nightmares come true, seeking asylum. He know in his brain, he did not think he would come to a United States and meet two girls that probably got a nice house with their family or whatever they got, projects. They got water, they got food, they got nice clothes on, they got $1,000 phones. He would never think that he would come to a first world country and meet two girls that got more things than half of the girls do in his country. He would never think that they would try to rob him and kill him in a first world country. This is how Americans will have. This is why they say Americans are the dumbest people on the planet, and they have no IQ. Damn, I like Caesars. Oh, I can't go there no more. I'm good. I'm about to rip up my awards points, my card. I ain't going to Caesars, man. This is me watching this, man. I can't. I'm good. I'm going to, what's the other one? Bullards or whatever. I'm going to the other one. Ew. Yo, and she really thinks she cute with red. She got red hair. She has red hair, red eyebrows, braces. She got a body on her, but they 20 years old, but got a brain of a 12-year-old. Ew. Yo, how can y'all even hang with girls like this? Yo, girls like that is with the crew one night, one night only. You got protection. You got your cameras. You got your dudes around you. You watching how they monitor their phone. And if you really know how to move, you tell them like, yo, if you really that dude, you moving like some Drake. You tell them, yo, no phones around me. You ain't calling dudes to come set me up. Yo, dude was getting guts everywhere. The hotel room was in the name of a girl that he met online, and they were supposed to have a rendezvous. He met 2 other girls, went into the room that girl name was in. That girl got that room for him and her, and he ended up dying. Karma. If that's not karma, I don't know what it is. Oh man. Damn, that make me, man. That make a brother just want to be faithful. Like, yo, I ain't doing no more cheating, baby. And I ain't going to Caesar's Palace. Facts. That bag. With his life cut short with a shot to the chest. But as the women ran out of the hotel room, no one knew at that point that he had been alive. They eventually went downstairs, looked at Mr. Milano's bag, took off, and then allegedly proceeded to put it to a stolen white sedan, and they disappearing into the Las Vegas night. It was not until 11:15 a.m. that the housekeeper would discover Mr. Milano's body, and this is where the police would come in and start trying to figure out exactly what happened. Who were these women that were caught on camera leaving his room? Obviously, the last ones to see him alive, because he never is alive, because they run. They shot him in the chest early in the morning in a hotel where probably not as much people in the rooms, because, you know, they probably downstairs gambling or whatever. My bet is they did whatever they did with him. When he went to sleep, they put a pillow over his chest and they shot him. Now he has a body, and they can have evidence that no one else entered the room. So now they're looking for these young ladies. And well, again, this is where the story gets crazy. Because when the 2 women caught on camera, it was up to police to figure out what happened and who did it. And again, this is where things get wild. Because just 5 days before leaving Brian's body in that hotel room, Miss Taylor gave her number to police officers willingly as a part of a domestic violence case that she was involved in. And they were able to, once the investigation started, to pull up her social media accounts, including her Instagram that gave them a play-by-play of the night that they were with Brian. One Instagram video showed Taylor wearing the same clothes she wore on that night and posting her outfits with her cousin before they met up with Mr. Brian. And then they were able to find Miss Taylor through, of course, Mr.
coming to Instagram, which led them to her. And then also more Instagram posts of them being even tagged at the same location as the hotel. You can't say that's not you because we got your face, your clothes, and your location from Instagram. And you supplied it all to police. Thank you. You made their job super easy. Y'all in one place, real easy to find. But this innocent check-in on Instagram at Caesar's Palace wouldn't be the only slip-up. And we're going to keep going. Because with them making it so easy, they were 2 days later, May 17th, being arrested by police, where they found more evidence at their hideout, which was an apartment on Silent Street, where the police unearthed a treasure trove of evidence. Not only did they get their clothes, which I'm sure has crucial evidence on it as well, like why wouldn't you get rid of your clothes? I don't know what's going on here. It's been days. And not only does that match all the footage and the posts, but also a Glock handgun magazine.
No IQ. These girls are 20 with a 12-year-old brain. You shoot a man in the chest. Days later, you're chilling in an apartment like nothing happened with the clothes and the gun. Idiot.
That matched the same. These niggas. The bullet that was used to take Brian's life, allegedly. Apparently, this dynamic duo had unintentionally laid out a breadcrumb trail leading them straight to their doorstep. And you would think that after all of this evidence had been shown to them, that these ladies would just make it easy on themselves and give it all up. That's not what happened. In another twist, or maybe not so twisty, both women initially denied any involvement. Covington, even when she was shown the video evidence, admitted to being at Caesars with the victim, but fell silent on the details. Taylor, on the other hand, had a whole nother crazy story that makes even less sense, claiming to have a bad memory and not remember nothing that happened 3 days ago because she due to a bad car accident. And even when they pressed her about it and showed her video and image.
You see, this is the thing. When you get out of high school, when you're in high school and you're doing all type of little nonsense, you could just go to the principal's office and make up a dumb, I had a bad accident, I forgot. And they really can't do much to you. They'll suspend you. If you go too hard on them, they'll say, oh, I did get an accident, let me go get my mom. My mom would tell you. My mom would tell you. But then they do that from middle school all the way to high school. Then when they graduate and they actually become real females, real women, 19, they 20, they 21, they think that saying those same type of high school lies is going to get them out of big girl trouble. And it don't work like that after high school. Sorry.
Of her at the crime scene, she told police to do their job. So I guess that's what they're doing. Which is even crazier when you factor in that police were able to pull explicit videos shot that night with Brian in the room with these young ladies of them performing all types of acts. According to police, they found these videos and still neither one of them could.
I told you. They did all they evil for them to put their mouth on it, put it in them, and then kill the person. They did all type of stuff to that man sexually. Then, I'm telling you, when he went to sleep, when he laid down, they put a pillow over his chest and they shot him.
Remember anything. So now they are still in police custody and facing trial for the murder of young Brian. And we can only hope that he gets justice. We will keep you updated as the story evolves and we get more information if you guys
do a good job.
But let me know
go watch him.
Happen in the comments. Do you think that this is an open and shut case? Do you think that these women obviously were the killers? Do you think that this mystery woman should be looked into? Do you think this was some type of setup? They happen to be at the hotel. They robbed him for probably no money because I'm pretty sure the guy wasn't rich. And then allegedly happened a stolen vehicle.
He's here from El Salvador, an asylum. He's damn near under the custody of ISIS, but free. How much money do you think you're gonna get for somebody like that who came from a third world country and you live in a first world country? Oh.
Like what? Why do they have a...
Not saying that people from third world countries ain't rich. I'm just talking about this particular guy right here. Don't get at me in the comments.
Carter, somebody picked him up. What happened? So there's a lot of questions regarding this case that I'm looking forward to see how it develops and what actually happens. But again, guys, look, if you don't learn anything from any of this, if you're going to commit crimes, stay off the internet. I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of...
Facts. Thank you for watching No Joker. See you in the next episode.